You've been in the national news lately, international news.
Hi, buddy.
Because you know Pope Francis.
Yeah,
So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, you know, we met him when we were having campaigns in Argentina.
And you didn't know him as Pope Francis, though, of course.
No. He was a parish priest.
Yeah.
Then he became bishop, then archbishop, and then the cardinal, and then the pope. And when he lost the previous election with the Germans...
He was the runner-up and withdrew from the race.
2 votes, and he gave it up. And I said, oh, I wanted to be able to brag that I'm a friend of the Pope. He said, well, maybe... I said, the next time. He said, there won't be a next time.
But Jesuits are not supposed to have ambitions.
Yeah.
So maybe he had to do that.
Maybe. But you know, I said I'm his friend, but I have Jewish friends, but I'm not Jewish.
Yeah.
I have communist friends, I'm not a communist. You know, and so I'm his friend because we met together to read the Bible, to talk about the Lord, and you're always trying to, you know, lead the way and be, you know, so that's what it is.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, you've met him, you've prayed with him, you've talked to him about
absolutely.
And you have a great fondness and appreciation for him.
Yes.
Do you see him as, you know, we as evangelicals, you know, and it bothers some people who maybe don't understand the terminology and the words that we use. We recognize there are people who sort of identify within the Christian tradition.
Yes.
But then we also recognize that a person who's a Christian, who's one who's been born again by the power of the gospel, things of that sort. Where would you put Pope Francis in that? Is he kind of part of the broad Christian tradition, or would you see him and say he's a brother in the Lord?
You know, only God knows the heart. But
yeah.
I would say from the love that he has for the Bible, the reverence for Jesus Christ above all else, and I say that forcefully and clearly, and the way he prays to God the Father, you can sense when a person knows God as Father, not just as God or the leader of our religion or our hero type of thing. I would say that he trusts Jesus Christ. Now, some of the statements he makes in his new position make me slightly nervous, and if I had a chance to talk personally, I would bring it up. We correspond and so on. But the thing is, I would say that he trusts Jesus Christ as his Savior. I think some of his positions that we have discussed many times, and when we're open and honest with people, we discuss certain points that kind of appear to negate that, you know, and maybe negate it. But nevertheless, I would say that he will be a blessing, because if you listen carefully, he stimulates the young people, follow Jesus, take Jesus to the ends of the earth, read the Bible, that kind of thing. You know, I would say that that he knows the Lord as Savior.
Interesting.
Yeah. One day he said to me, well, to finish it off,
please.
One day I said to him, I'm going to such and such a city to preach. Any word of advice? Just, you know, he's the leader, so most of the kids are going to be from his group. He said, remember this, 85% of those young people that you're going to preach to, give them the gospel because they're nothing but baptized pagans. That's what he said to me. Wow. And I thought, wow, that shows what his heart really says. You know, you can't, you're just being baptized doesn't make you a Christian, which is a big debate.
Which is kind of what a lot of, you know, when you go to a Roman Catholic funeral, at the end, the baptismal waters are sort of cast out because you were saved through your baptism. So that is a traditional Baptist expression.
And Reformed kind of also say
some do that.
The christening,
take it a little differently, but
the christening makes you a Christian. So, you know, so that debate we got into several times, and I've done it with many a bishop, but a friendly debate, but a clear-cut biblical discussion.
It's just fascinating you're friends with the Pope. All right, so...